I will start my operations here and pull the rebels apart piece by piece. They'll be the architects of their own destruction.
I love you.
Fuck off.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Now get your 7'2" asthmatic ass back here, or I'm gonna tell everyone what a whiny bitch you were about Panamame or Panda Bear or whatever the hell her name is.
Hey everybody, welcome to a Star Wars shit show, the Mad Batch. We're the Mad Batch and we're talking about the Bad Batch. Get it? Get it, huh? I know Dean loves puns.
Yeah, I do love a good pun. I haven't got one in my name for this week's episode because I've almost forgotten it already. So I'm bringing the low energy, because I give what I get. So looking forward to talking about this one.
Yeah, I like that we're side by side because with me, like pretty much your goatee is growing from your head, and mine's straight down. It's pretty good. I like the contrast.
Yeah, the yin and the yang.
Yeah, because you don't have a beard or anything, and yeah.
I mean, I can just go like this for you guys or something. There we go. Now I got one.
All right. Look at that page for Betty in the house, sporting some hair on the face. What's going on?
Oh, very interesting about this episode this week. That's for damn sure. But I guess we'll get into it and just start talking about it. I know.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear the interesting thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know if you caught it, but she just pretty much put you on the spot and told you to start talking about this episode.
Okay. All right. So it's a step up from the last couple of episodes, but that's not saying much. And, to kind of stay on the last couple of episodes, obviously not Clone Wars, not Rebels literate, so it really just been feeling like a massive sidestep. So I'm like, come on, we've got 3 left. We're really going to get into some heavy plot now because the last couple of episodes, the one thing that they have done is we focused more on Rex and Crosshair, which we should have been doing this whole season, but that's fine. And then they're not even in this fucking episode. So...
Yeah, that's where I'm confused on this whole thing because I actually liked that they incorporated Hera and Chopper and her origin story kind of into the last 2 episodes, and then this episode was just now what's kind of now we're just on a whole new situation, which I get they have to go back to go see Sid and stuff, but I'm just where is this
situation?
Yep. See, we loving those puns tonight.
Yeah, got it.
But where, I don't get where this 3 or 4 episodes left. I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. The animation in this show is amazing. I love the darker effects it has on it. But really, what is the plot and what's going on? Because I wanted to really more gear towards. All right, Crosshair is now turned to the dark side in a sense, and I wanted to see. Sorry, I think there's an echo on my end, but but I wanted to see more of that conflict of the Bad Batch trying to figure out we lost our friend. It's not even that's not even a conspiracy or anything right now. I feel maybe it will be in the rest of the episodes, but right, I don't know.
No, you're right. Yeah. It'd be well, I mean, I would imagine it'd be you go through basic training with the same group of guys. You go off, you fight war together, and years and years into this war, everything you've been through, one of you turns against you, and you're just it's just he was never there, never a part of the group. He didn't even know who he was. So
you joining the suck sessions, you're not joining the crew now. You're out, Crosshair.
Yeah,
it.
Yeah, they're just I guess he's not important to us anymore. He was your brother, and now I just feel they're not even considering let's try to help him or let's figure this out. It's just all right, now on to the next mission of what we have to do.
They don't say his name,
but
they don't. They don't refer to him like they don't.
What do I mean?
And they've got like there's such little connection between them and the stuff that we did see with Crosshair like last week. You know, they're just not. We're not twining the twines as well as we could. We're just like dropping into story for a couple of episodes, then we're dropping out for 3 episodes, then we're slide back in for 1 or 2 more, and then we get a whole episode about the spice because Star Wars loves their spice.
What do you guys think spice is? Is it like
Star
Wars cocaine?
I'm glad you asked because I had a major breakthrough in this whole thing. I always assumed it was just like Star Wars, like tobacco or like snuff, you know, like
okay, that kind of makes sense.
Something like that,
or something.
But in this episode, we got these big white paper packages, and I'm thinking it's something completely different.
It's definitely those hardcore cocaine substance.
We are going full narcos in Star Wars. We are doing cocaine runs in Star Wars, and we do the same run twice in one episode, one filler episode, and we do the same fucking run twice in one episode. 22 minutes, and we do the same run twice.
Yeah, that's literally what it was.
That was so late. I was literally getting ready to like, you know, turn it off and like smoke a joint. I thought, oh, here we go, we're done. And then they're like, no, we've got to go back and get the spice now. And it's like the whole episode, you're like, oh, it's fine, just leave it. They can't get it, it's fine. And then you just introduce these randomized fucking octagonal face villains like in the last 5 minutes, and we're supposed to care. And all of a sudden now we're supposed to like the yellow dude. And I kind of just lost track of like the little kind of minutiae of their little politics that was going on, because it seems like the last 3 episodes it's been like very contained, like, oh, now we're dealing with like this little feud on this planet or this little thing with these people, and it's all just new stuff that I don't care about.
I just googled and this is what Wikipedia has to say about spice. Spice, also known as narco spice, was slang for various mind-altering drugs. Varieties included Ryle and the strongest and most expensive, glitter stem. The planet Kessel was rich with these spices, which were harvested from dangerous mines at one point in history by slave labor. So pretty like cocaine, hard shit like that.
I literally said narcos, and they call it fucking narco spice. It's literally cocaine, and it's just occurring to me now that the Kessel run is like that plane route that you have to do, and the little biplane where you can like get over like away from like all the border patrols and stuff. It's literally cocaine in space cocaine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Did they reference spice in Dune too? Like, if you guys
spice is a big thing from what I understand in Dune.
That was the first thing.
For some reason, when I just thought, like, obviously because the new Dune trailer just came out, so I'm like, a Dune and like Star Wars in like the same universe. Can we see the Bad Batch in the new Dune movie?
It would make either of them probably better for me, because I haven't got much faith in both at the moment. I don't like Villeneuve as much as everyone else does.
I really got to figure out this issue with my equipment.
Too much of that spice there, Jay, ruining your equipment.
Too much spice.
No, I mean
that spice stick.
Try to remember, guys, that when other people's talk, it cuts my mic out. So, just try to keep that in mind, please. Is the spice in Dune is the name of a fictional drug central in the Dune series. All right, there's more there, but it don't matter. But yeah, it's some sort of a drug, I guess. I didn't know. I've never seen Dune or read the books or know anything about it or anything. So
I saw the David Lynch film. It's interesting, but I just love Timothée Chalamet and Zendaya and that cast. So you got me signed up to see that movie. So, but yeah, I'm like starting to think. I'm like, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, what you say?
Oh no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, and now I'm like starting to think, like, is Dave Bautista like Rex and like from Bad Batch? Like, are we making a connection here somehow? Like, these two universes are crossing over. Like, what's going on?
That's all.
It's just weird to me that, you know, like Star Wars, you know, that they really want to be hesitant about showing, like, you know, same-sex kissing and you know, anything like that. But it's like these cocaine references, we're just going to layer them on thick in the Bad Batch, or, you know, any of the stuff that has the spice in from the narco spice. Like, come on, if Pablo Escobar was still around, he'd be kicking in their door like, you're taking my IP.
Hey, is
all this?
Jabba supposed
to you, Filoni?
Is Jabba supposed to represent Escobar or Pablo?
I think so, and you know, because Han's like getting the spice and delivering it on behalf of Jabba. So I think Jabba is definitely supposed to be Escobar.
Oh, definitely.
So Han is George Young then, from Blow, the dude that Blow was based on.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Pablo Escobar.
Yes, that's exactly it.
Okay. And pretty much we just saw the Bad Batch become like drug smugglers in this episode. And can we like talk about that? Yeah, right. And can we like talk about that? What was the villain's name that took over Sid's like cantina?
The yellow dude.
Yeah, with the horns. Like
I don't even know what his name was, but you know.
I can't even. They only like say it a couple times, so I can't even remember off the top of my head. But for me, I'm like, all right, you're gonna introduce this new villain. Like at least keep him on for like the rest. Like I feel like, all right, like at the end of the episode now, it's just like see you later because Omega was just like keep him safe. Like he is a good person, even though he's not a good person. Like
you know, they're just setting that up for Omega to do the same thing with probably Crosshair. Like they're gonna have that confrontation, and they're just establishing that, oh, you know, she's smart, she's doing tracking, she's doing tech, you know, and she's also got a heart, you know, so we've got to get that in there, and then they're going to get the final drop on Crosshair, and she's like, no, save him. Boom, Crosshair will return in Bad Batch Season 2. By the way, you're getting Season 2. You know, that's where we're going.
We'll get a credit scene that's just a stamp that says Bad Batch will return in Season 2.
It might as well. It'll be a post-credit scene like Loki. That pissed me off. But anyway,
that's what I was referencing, dude. I was referencing you getting mad about that.
It's so infuriating. It's so infuriating,
dude. My jokes must really fucking suck this week, dude. I don't know.
With this like episode, it was like I don't know. It's like, is it a step back? I feel like in the storyline, yeah. But like, I like that we're seeing new things. They're introducing new characters. But are we going to see these characters elsewhere? Are we going to learn more about them? Like, I feel like you just introduce them from one episode. Like the bad guys that they were selling, the spice to. Like, I was intrigued by them. Like, I want to know like more of their backstory. Like, who are these people that were obviously someone not to mess with? Like, I feel like they're just like dropping little things here and there. Like, I don't know. I want everything to. I don't know. I'm the type of person, like, when I watch, like, TV shows, like, I like it to have, like, it going to, everything's leading up to a point.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is kind of just, like, like, it's like a crazy chart that just keeps going up and down. And I'm just like, I don't know what, maybe that's what they were going for the whole time. I don't know.
I need to know how all the characters are, like, connected and, you know, and then, like you say, know that everything's kind of heading to a point, because without that, it just feels like you're just throwing new stuff at us. And if I can't track, like, the relationships or the dynamics between these different, like, pockets of characters, then I just, you know, I start checking out real quick.
Yeah.
And this is why I would have liked more of, like, the Rex and the Crosshair stuff throughout, because, you know, early on in the season, we were seeing them every, like, 5 episodes. And it's just like, you know, all this time we're doing all this filler stuff, we could have just been spending more time cutting back to that stuff, and that would have just made that more compelling, as opposed to introducing other stuff that seems like it could be compelling, but it's not yet, because it's just like a little sprinkling of flavor, you know.
Exactly. It's just adding seasoning to the plot of the season, but like at least like make it so that it like will make like a complete dish at the end, kind of, in a sense. I feel like, I don't know, this better all add up. Maybe Hera and Chopper will be in the last episode, like trying
That's the green chip, right?
and that guy with the horn, the missing horn, will help them at the end or something with Crosshair. Like, I don't know, like something needs to come to a conclusion, or at least like a plot that overall the story makes sense. Because I mean, I get what they're doing. Like, these are they're the rebel clones that don't have the mind chips, and like they do their own thing, but they know they're good. But like at the same time, I like that they go on mission to mission, but have the mission to missions lead to something. Like you said, it's so much more compelling when they would have focused on the Crosshair dynamic and like the Rex story. Like, it just would have been more to me, and like you said, like definitely more compelling. I think, at least for like the audience. I get it's geared towards everyone. The audience of Star Wars is geared towards all ages, not just like a lot of people think animated shows are geared towards kids, but like I don't know. I feel like this show is just like, who is this for now? Because it's just all over the
Clone Wars fans and Rebels fans, right? Because that's the only stuff that seems to be keeping a lot of people that I'm seeing talking about it online, you know, like invested in between like the bigger episodes. And it's like, is that, you know, that stuff might be great if you've seen those shows, but is that enough, you know, to warrant like 2-3 episode breaks in like the main storyline, you know? And even if it does tie in, you know, that lessens the payoff of the final few episodes. If it's like all of a sudden Hera's going to be the one to save the day and it's a big moment for her, and I don't know what the fuck she's doing. I completely checked out of that episode. I don't know how she fits in, and I'm guessing people who even watched the thing don't even know how she fits in yet. If you do, go ahead.
Let us know.
I also
take it as you don't. Cool.
I'm still annoyed. They spend so much time trying to work off their debt so that they could not be in debt, presumably to move on. And
they worked that off, didn't they? Like a few episodes.
Yeah.
What's that?
Did they not? They said like a couple of episodes ago that their Amiga paid it off with the game thing.
Yeah,
and they just
they're
stuck around. It's annoying that they spent so much time like, we need to pay this debt off. They paid it off, and they're still hanging out with her doing these missions for hire. And it's like, it just makes no fucking sense to me, man.
And it's not like they set up that they were like really pally or had any kind of like debt or investment to this kid character, because it was set up early on that like she doesn't really give a shit about them and they don't give a shit about her, and they're both just looking to like get a score over each other at the nearest opportunity, was kind of how it was set up early on. So to have them all like running back into the spice mines twice, it was superfluous. And I love Rhea Perlman, don't get me wrong, but you know, she's not always got me coming here.
Yeah, I get if you're gonna have this episode just be more about like helping Sid out, because I guess she helped them out when they needed it. Then I don't know. I wish it was more compelling. Like, don't go rescue this and grab the spice twice. Maybe like make it more like compelling with those bad guys that we like saw. Like, they're after them now or something, and that can continue the rest of the story. Like, that can be a few episodes at least. Like, now they're on the run against these guys, but they also have Crosshair guys after them too. So now it's like a bunch of people after them. But like, I don't know, like.
Because I was intrigued by those guys. Like, they seemed pretty ruthless. It just seemed like something that was like, not necessarily that they were like bad guys. It was just like inherent in their culture that they were just like, you know, cold to the point.
Yeah.
Like, and that come across really well in the dialogue and the stuff. But I just like, why are they here? You know, they're great. You know, they're cool. But I ain't got time for it now. I need it to have a point, and I just don't see it. You know, to repeat myself.
I think those bug people were in Solo, weren't they? Like, maybe not the same specific characters.
No, I don't know.
I think was in Solo.
I was watching.
Are you talking about the ones that were in the like the underground mine thing?
The insect guys, the ones who were in charge, who were like, you know, you better bring us our spice or we're gonna fuck you up.
Oh, okay. Oh, maybe they were. I just can't remember. I've only seen that movie twice, to be honest with you.
I did get a Solo vibe from this episode.
Yeah, definitely.
And I don't know how close this is in the timeline, because I was looking like, oh, are they going to tie it in that maybe like somebody that is involved in this little spice, setup that is exchanges going on. Maybe they're going to name drop somebody that Solo is working with or something from the Solo movie. I thought, because it's got to be like close-ish, right? Timeline.
Oh, it definitely is. I would say at least like Solo would probably be like a teenager right now. I'm assuming, right?
But those bug people, they worked for Pike, whatever, and that's the people that Solo was scrounging and working for at the beginning of Solo when he escaped Kira. So,
yeah.
I knew there was something there. It felt like, and I got that. I wish I didn't connect the names or the words, but I just got that from like the visuals, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
They were obviously selling me the tone of that movie because it connected and stuff like that's fun. But I want to be connected to this story, not other stories.
I know exactly. I mean, yeah. Also, who knew the mummy was in Star Wars? That guy that was helping out Sid.
Oh,
was like, that literally is a mummy.
Yeah, that guy was pretty cool.
Yep. They better do something ridiculous here in these last 3 episodes.
There's only 3 left. Oh my god, yeah, they have to.
This is what I'm
saying.
It
is only 1 season, then it doesn't matter what they do in the last 3 episodes. I'm going to be let down, just because of the lack of story that we've gotten. Now, if it is more than 1 season, then I'll shut up and I'll stop bitching until season 2 comes out, and then we'll take it from there. But man, if this is it, dude, they better really give me some amazing shit. Either way, they better give me some amazing shit.
Gotta start it up. Yeah.
No, I agree. Yeah. If this is just the last 3 episodes and it doesn't lead to like this big, huge, like crazy situation or just something big happening, then
if it all weaves
I would feel left out. Because I
right.
know Manny in the chat were like, so do you guys think this is the worst series we've gotten thus far? I haven't watched I have not seen all of Clone Wars. I haven't seen, is it The Resistance? Is that the other show?
Yeah, Resistance and Rebels.
Stupid.
I've seen Rebels, and I love Rebels. But for me, like, I just so far from me, maybe I liked Clone Wars just because obviously it's following like the main characters that we know from the original trilogy, kind of in a sense, like Anakin and Obi-Wan and such like that, with newer characters like thrown in Ahsoka and such like that. And Rebels, I love that it was just like a whole new branch of characters that were rebellions and we're working for like the greater good, kind of in a sense. And we also had Jedis in it. This right here, and even that kind of like, even though Rebels was based on mission to mission, kind of in a sense, it leaded up to something big that like Thrawn was the big bad guy. So with this, I'm just like blatantly crosshair. Like we haven't seen those alien people that made Omega in so long. Like what's aren't they still after her? I'm so confused. Like
yeah,
I don't know where they're going with this. Yeah. So
they got 3 episodes to tie it all up, and they've introduced like 3 new threads in the last like couple of episodes, and hopefully they tie in, or maybe a couple of them are going to get left to straggle out and cliffhang for the season 2. I don't know, but
yeah, it should be interesting. I mean, I guess I can't wait to see. Don't get me wrong, I really do enjoy this show. I love that we're getting a new perspective of a Star Wars story with clones and that we're following them. But like, I don't know, I like character driven stuff, and I feel like this is just more like mission to mission. Like I love the episodes when it's them focusing on like each other and what they need to do, and Crosshair like in that dynamic and that struggle situation. But with the, and like even like the Omega stuff, I like that when it's like the conflict of like we need to save her, like we need to keep her safe. When we do these like random like filler episodes, I'm like, I get you guys are giving us more story, but like I want something that's just gonna build towards something at the end and just
Yeah.
I'm assuming at this point we're getting another season.
I want it to go deeper, not like wider.
Yes.
You know,
and that's exactly what it's doing. That was a perfect way to put it.
Just pick 2 or 3 of these threads and just really get into them. Like, they introduced fucking Cad Bane like 3 episodes ago. Like, we're not even talking about that now. That should have been something that we were talking about for the next 2 or 3 episodes. Like, when's Cad Bane coming back? And because they're doing so much other stuff, we're not even thinking about it. It's weird.
Yeah, it's all over the place. Dude. Okay, this is how I feel. I feel like when you go to the drive-thru and you see the fucking pictures up there, and you're like, dude, yeah, that looks dope. I want that. You order it, you open it, and it looks like fucking dog puke. That's what it's like, dude. It's like the false advertisements of fucking pictures of food on places' menus. It's false, dude. It's not real. I feel a little bit cheated sometimes when I think about this show overall.
Yeah. And all the fries are like little clones of each other.
Yeah. This is all interesting. Like, I want to see, like, I don't know. I don't even know what I want to see at this point with this. You said it perfectly, Dean. It's going wider instead of leading up to a point. It's just expanding widthwise instead of like lengthwise.
I mean, none of these other shows, from what I can think of off the top of my head, nothing really like tight, like could be like where it's gonna like stuff is gonna like leave off and branch off into other shows, and there's gonna be like a more like overarching thing going forward. I don't think anything else is gonna be really in this timeline. Everything else is gonna be like before or after. So I could see it. If like Marvel was doing it, it's a different thing. We've got like Wanda and her magic stuff over here, and we've got like our timeline stuff going on over here. We've got our Captain America stuff going on over here. They've earned that, but we're just.
See, I like that. I like that they can do that though, but they can tie it all in together, and that's what I want to see more from Star Wars, because they even did that with like Rebels in a sense too. Like at the end of Rebels, like Ezra and like Ahsoka and like everyone and like Sabine, everyone goes and they're like, all right, now we have to go get Thrawn and get Ezra, and that's what we just saw with Ahsoka and Mandalorian season 2. Like she's still going after Thrawn, so I'm like, ooh, like Rebels is tying in with Mandalorian. This show obviously is trying to tie in with Rebels and other little things that came in there, like definitely Clone Wars too. But I'm just like, don't just give us more. I want more that is like follow through than just expand.
Yeah, it's pretty limited, like to tying into stuff that kind of just goes backwards and not forwards. There's not really. I mean, we kind of had the Fennec Shang thing, and that was cool, and we're going to see her moving forward, but it doesn't really. There wasn't anything that's going to like have a direct knock-on effect, really, unless they bring her back in for another episode to set up Boba Fett. But please don't. That's just too much. Don't do it.
I mean, now at this point, I feel like they set up so much in the show. That's a big thing. It's like we've seen so much cool, badass stuff that I'm just like, how do you tie this all in together at the end? Can you do that with 3 episodes? It's going to be very hard to do that, because I've liked the little elements they've thrown in here and there, but I wanted it to conclude to something like more thorough and that made sense than just like little knickknacks, like fan like pleasure kind of in a sense that we got. And so like, and I don't get me wrong, I love that, but I also want it to make sense and it to be like a thorough story instead of just throwing it in there to throw it in there. Because I feel like that's what we kind of got this season thus far, is they're just throwing stuff in there to please us instead of it making full sense and being a compelling full storyline.
Like sometimes it's okay to want like buffet food, and other times you just want a fucking meal, And I felt like leading into this show that it was kind of pitched to us as like, this is just 16 episodes, this is one fucking meal, this is what you're getting. And I don't know, maybe the plan changed as production continued, or if they kind of just losing track. But I want a meal, and I thought I was getting a meal. Something like Visions or some of these other shows where they're longer, like Rebels and stuff like that. You can have more of a buffet, but 16 episodes, feed it to me, baby.
Yeah,
I
Right?
need the protein
I want my chocolate cake at the end of this and be happy,
and a
not just
chocolate
like
cake at the end. Yeah.
not just like let me go take a bite out of it. Oh, and it's taken away from me because it wasn't finished. Like
You're giving me blue balls for chocolate cake.
Manny asked, will season 2 you think have a different title instead of Bad Batch to change the way the story is going? Do you think?
It might do.
I don't know.
mean, check this, right? For a season 2 or a spin-off season, Alpha and Omega, and it's Boba Fett and Omega, young teenagers running around learning their shit together. But maybe there could be multiple shows you could spin off out of this, but they're not taking enough time to focus enough on those things. They're just spreading on too many things.
Yeah, I agree. They could definitely
Any one thing could be a spin-off if you set it up and got there, but we're not focusing enough to do that.
Exactly. I mean, I've never really thought of it, but if they were to do another season, I think they would just keep it the Bad Batch.
I think so too. Yeah. And this is starting to feel to me more than a story about the Bad Batch. It just feels to me like that was an excuse to use this as a platform to launch and get us familiar with some of the upcoming live action shows and stuff like that. I don't know, like Boba Fett series and the Ahsoka series, and it's
kind of like refresh us on some of the concepts from Clone Wars and Rebels and all that stuff.
Yeah,
it feels
I feel so much worse now after talking about this episode than I did before, and I felt pretty shitty about it before.
Oh man, I do have that effect on people.
It's not just you, man. Paige is here too.
Yeah, no, it's all me.
Sorry, I tried to save your Page, and you just got dragged under the bus.
It's okay.
But do you? What are any final thoughts that we have on this episode, or what we want from the rest of this season?
I want more storyline with Crosshair and the dynamic with the Bad Batch and that conflict between Crosshair and the Bad Batch. That's what I want, and I want to know also what's going to happen with Omega, because that was a big thing. This entire story is about the Bad Batch taking Omega and Crosshair going bad. So please tie those two major plot storylines together, at least for us, or at least leave it on a big cliffhanger that I want to come back for season 2.
Yeah.
Let's get the Kaminoans. Let's get Cad Bane. Let's get Crosshair and his evil Bad Batch crew. All coming for Omega at the same time, and and then Hera and Chunka, whatever it is, can come in and join in the fight. Maybe Fennec Shan shows up because she's got a bit of an attachment now. Bring it, and then Rex can kind of come in and help. And now they've set up this thing with Sid where they're like all chummy. They've helped each other and like kind of gone beyond the thing. So then maybe I think Sid maybe sacrifices herself, or maybe she calls in some dudes that she knows, like some bad motherfuckers that are going to come in and help over the course of these final 3 episodes that I hope is one big ass finale like we've got with the first few episodes, where it's just a big nice meaty chunk.
Yeah.
So I hope we go out. I hope it slides out the way that it slid in, is what I'm saying.
All I heard there was at the end when you said big ass and nice chunk. But no,
That's the name of my book.
I want Boba and Omega to meet each other, and then I want Omega to die in Boba's arms. And then
I will bounty hunter avenge you.
No, but for real though, I do just want whatever we get in these last 3 episodes. I want it to deal with like you guys were saying, mainly Boston Badass down there. We need to focus directly and only on the Bad Batch and Omega and Crosshair. We have to, even if there is another season, we still have to end on a very strong note with only those people being like the main focus as we move on.
I think all the others need to like factor in, but it needs to. You're absolutely right.
Yep. And on that, hold on. Ventress turning good after the Clone Wars. Wouldn't you?
Isn't Ventress dead in canon? As far as I'm aware, is she alive at this point in canon? Because I don't know anything about her, but I love the character of Ventress. I love the look.
But I can't remember when she dies. See, that's what we need Sean here for.
Yeah.
But then that would be great. But then that's just another person who's not connected to anything in this fucking show so far.
Yeah.
Drop them in.
I agree.
Exactly.
Well, Dean, hey, where can folks find you at, man?
You can find me looking for the point of this series. No,
Same here, man.
no, it's not bad. I love the cinematography. You can find me admiring the cinematography for this episode for the next week, and I'll be on also Twitter at Dean Lewis 2099. I pointed at it first time and nailed it. Let's go.
Oh yeah, and the boss and badass herself, Paige for Betty, who will be on Speaking of Schmodown as our guest tomorrow. Speaking of Schmodown starts at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. Paige, where can folks find you at and what you got going on? I know you're going to be over on Let's Get Ready tonight. Is that correct?
I am.
Okay.
It'll be a week past my bedtime, but guys, 11 p.m. ET, 8 p.m. Nope, PT. There we go. 8 p.m. PT and 11 o'clock Eastern time. So, guys, definitely be in there. We're going to be talking about my match and the rest of the matches that happened this week. And you'll also see me pondering about what the hell is going to happen in these last 3 episodes of The Bad Batch. I am just praying that it's something leading up to some extraordinary event because I really do like the show and I just want it to end with a bang. But yeah, you guys can check me out on Instagram and Twitter at Front Page News 9. And I run my own movie blog on Instagram titled Feature Flicks Without the C. And guys, my Schmodown match just dropped on Wednesday. So all of you guys, if you haven't watched it yet, what the hell are you doing? So yeah, go see that.
Yeah, yep. I'll be watching that tonight or tomorrow for sure.
Dude, it was a good match. Not going to spoil it. It was a really good match. Sorry, Paige, but it was still a good match.
What the fuck?
Oh,
you're gonna have to wait and see.
But that y'all can find me if you'd like to at the Twitter at JWade1134, letter J WAD1134, and at the Jcast Network. And like I said, yeah, we got Speaking of Schmodown coming up tomorrow. And yeah, we'll be also if you happen to be a Schmodown fan and you do not check out Speaking of Schmodown, just be aware. On the 31st, our big pre-collision show, we will be doing a Patreon giveaway. We'll be giving away 1 free month of Patreon Schmodown. So be sure and listen to that, everybody, and maybe you can get it. But until then, until next Friday for this show, everyone have a great and safe week. You want to hear something funny? The mic wasn't on that whole time.
No way.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, wow.
So smooth.